Crypto Nation and mining family. Crypto Nation and mining family. What's going on? And of course, like always, it's not financial advice. Yo, Crypto Nation and mining family. What's going on out there? Sorry for the little bit of delay. Had a customer that decided I'm gonna be there in like 20 minutes. 40 minutes later, they finally show up. Yay, just so that they can pick up what I had fixed for them and drop some money off to me. You know, gotta have that side hustle going since, well, I've got no job now. I've got to sit there and basically make sure I've got a little bit of a stream of revenue coming in, because, yeah, I do not want to get that universal basic income from the illegal money printers called the Fed. So, what's going on, everybody? What's up, what's up? I see Tech Man is in the house. We got Gundy stuff and things, yo. And helpful crypto miner. What's going on, everybody? So, I hope that everybody's going to kind of enjoy it, a little bit of a segment. I'm gonna, like I said, I was gonna start doing some of the board repairs and all that good stuff. Might as well start doing some of the things that I actually like to do. If you guys didn't catch it yesterday, I had, oh god, a girl on here, Christy Lee. Drop some of them awesome knowledge bombs down on all of us, and she even said that she was gonna help me out getting some board views on the BCU 1525, which she's already been in contact with some of the people over at Xilinx for me. I was able to see some of the emails that, because like she put me into the email blocker, so that whenever, yeah, this is going to be cool. So hopefully I can get the board view schematics on that fairly soon. This way I've got all what the capacitors, resistors, all that good stuff. So I've got measurements and a better starting point than kind of guessing from one BCU to another BCU. It can work, you know, going through and measuring everything, but if you're trying to check your powers and grounds, it becomes quite cumbersome. So hopefully everybody had a great weekend and all that good stuff. It's kind of funny that my hot air station is trying to react with the green screen a little bit here. That's kind of funny. So let's kind of dive in to what I was going to be doing today. So first thing, let's go ahead and switch over. Hey, last piece to the puzzle. What's going on? What's up with so we're going to do some board repairs, but some of the things that I'm going to be doing in E3 Antminer, guys. Let's see here. Oop. That's too close. There we go. All right, cool. So we've got two different power supplies here. This is the one from Bitmain. This is a Hewlett-Packard server-grade power supply. When you're getting your Bitmain Antminers of any sort, you can order them with power supplies. They are nice. Comes with all the cables that you're going to need, all pre-built into it, which is really nice. There's pros and cons with this bad boy, though. The pros on there is that you've got all the connector ends. The power supply is usually rated to be just enough for your ASIC, and depending on which ASIC that you order from Bitmain depends on which one they're going to offer. Of course, you know, an E3 Antminer is going to need less power than an S9, so they're not going to option them with the same power supplies. The drawback on this is that there is no on-off. You're putting power into it and letting it rip. So basically, two things that are an issue with that. One, when you're plugging stuff in, as it plugs in, you run the chance of it basically doing a high power discharge on everything as this thing starts spooling up. Another thing that's an issue with them is these things have a tendency, if there's like a little ripple of power, these power supplies will not filter that. It will send it right to the ASIC without any problem, and you run a chance of damaging stuff. And what I mean by a ripple, let's say you have like a little bit of a brownout, and now brownouts aren't really an issue typically. Usually want to make sure you're not getting hit by lightning, because that's a power spike instead of a power drop. But whenever you have the power drop with an initial, goes down to half the wattage or half the voltage and then comes back, that's enough to be able to shock electronics. That is basically a surge still. The bit mains will not filter that. I've had better luck with my Hewlett Packards that these have a little bit more redundancy built into them to stop some of the surging effects of it. So there's that. And then the other thing that I do like about the Hewlett Packards versus the bit main is, one, you've got to get them with your own breakout boards. That's what this is. Got to get a Bob. But in the center right here, right above my finger, is an on-off button. So I can turn this power, I can plug everything in and have it all off still, and then just hit a button, and then we're good to go, instead of arcing off the power cables as you're plugging them in and all that good stuff. Hey, what's going on, Grits? Thank you for coming. Thank you. So this is the power supply that I tend to utilize more for testing purposes. I see how many power cables I can plug into this, so I could power up the entire ASIC without an issue. I've got a bunch of these actually on my. I have one on each one of my E3s. I like the idea that I've got an on-off button, and then I can hook up as many of these 6 to 8 pin wires. So I've got a lot of a lot of room to be able to play around with it. And then I can also have this thing remote turn on if I wanted to, but I don't have any of that hooked up. To me, it's not a smart switch, so it really wasn't as necessary for me. But I do like playing around with these. When you hook either one of these up to 110, you get about 900 watts. If you hook them up to 220, this one will give out 1200, and then this one is 1400. So there are little differences on which ones to utilize. That's why they also say run everything on 220. The power supplies are more efficient and have a higher output rating on them. So that's kind of like the little breakdown. As you see, I'm not using the bit main one. It is off to the side. This is one of them that is for the E3 Antminers, but I don't use it. I've got this bad boy. So go ahead and put this off to the side. This way you guys can see what power supplies that I'm using for the Antminers and all that good stuff. And then today, oh gosh, this thing's huge. Oh, it's huge. We have an E3 Antminer. Dual fans, got all that backplate stuff on here. So this thing is huge, I say, huge. I won't be able to fire this up today for one reason. I have to locate a 4 gigabyte SD card so that I can reflash the hashing board, the controller board on this. I haven't put the new firmware on this for this thing to start mining, so even if I do the repairs, there is absolutely no way of me knowing right now if this is fixed or not. I do know that 2 of the hashing boards were having an issue with the actual mining cards, because whenever I take it apart, you'll see what I'm talking about. But 2 of the hashing boards have a few of the SoC chips are having an issue. After about an hour, they just flicker off for some unknown reason. I don't know if it's a controller issue on this for this ASIC, or is the hashing boards themselves damaged in any way. I know the one hashing board, I pulled it out of a different ASIC and slid it in here because I knew this one had one good one, that all the SoC chips were running perfectly fine, no drop-offs of any sort. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull out the one that I know is that's not even turning on whatsoever. We're going to go through, figure out why it's not turning on, and do the necessary repair on there. I'm going to use the other two hashing boards as a way to get parts for this, because until I figure out exactly what's broken on the one that's not communicating anymore, it's going to be hard for me to say what I need. And then on top of that, I have to get a hold of Bitmain and see if they're willing to get me parts for this, because, well, Bitmain does not believe in right to repair in any way, shape, or form, which that's kind of a load of garbage. But they've got different laws in China that they don't believe that you have the right to repair it, that if you open anything up, that it automatically voids any and all warranties. Problem is that this thing has been out of warranty for a long time. I've had this thing for a couple of years. They only give like a warranty for like either 3 or 6 months, max 6 months, but I believe it's 90 days. After 90 days, if you have no issues with it, you know, sayonara. They know what you're doing to this thing. This thing is running around the clock, you know, balls to the wall, basically. So let's get my camera to focus in on that. And then, how do you guys like my new top-down view? This is my new DSLR camera. So I'm going to be able to give some really nice views on everything. So if you do like all of this so far, definitely smash that Lizzie like button and subscribe and all that good stuff. Yo, Seth Martha, or sorry, yo, what's up? So let's go ahead and start by unhooking like these ribbon cables for communication and all that good stuff on here. This way I can open up the back side of this and actually slide the hashing boards out from the back side. So get that off. And it doesn't matter what order you're plugging these in. They're all pretty much going to do the same thing. So let's go ahead and flip this thing towards me. Need my screwdriver. Alright. Got my screwdriver. And to take off the back on this thing, we're just going to be taking off these few little screws here. There's 6 of them on the back side here. And I already know that the middle one is the one that's no longer communicating, and the other 2 are just having issues staying on for more than an hour. Like I said, I don't know if it needs a firmware upgrade on there, and that's the problem that it's having, or if the SoC chips themselves are damaged. Every once in a while, these E3s or ASICs in general, they're going to be just like Apple products. They just randomly commit suicide for no apparent reason. Go ahead and get this off the disk. So I got some working area. Helpful crypto miners, like it's a POWA issue for the Owl miner, as you said, because the Antminer PSUs is 1,000 on 110 volt and 220 volt is 1,400. Its operation consumption is 1,600 watts on 100 watts. Wow. Okay. Yeah, if you're not giving it enough power, it's just gonna kind of flicker on and be like, nope, I'm done. Alright. So let's go ahead and pull out the offended hashing board here. Is this the one? Oh yeah. So these are basically the this is the E3 Antminer one full hashing board. So if you see what's really here, you can kind of count these as being an individual graphics card. So each one of underneath each one of the coolers is an SoC chip, and then what's lined up all around it are 1 gigabyte module, or these are either 1 gigabyte or 500 megabyte memory modules, or is it 250 megabytes? I forget. I'd have to rerun the numbers. I have it written down somewhere. I believe that these were supposed to be like 1 gigabyte modules, but because of the fact that they are running these things at on a 32-bit OS system, a 32-bit Linux system, basically, it's only hitting these modules up at basically 250 megabytes. So each one of these is only got 4 gigabytes of memory after it's all said and done. Because 1, 2, 3, 4. So it takes 4 to make 1 gigabyte. So, you know, it's like, you know, you've only got so much on here. If they were to actually upgrade this thing to a 64-bit OS, it would actually utilize the memory modules more effectively. But, you know, we got to wait for Bitmain's, the overlords of Bitmain, to actually come out with a fix for this. I believe these things have more life on there than what Bitmain's trying to say, but that is just me. So let's go ahead and start taking a look at all of this. Now, these things you can, depending on which model, version you got, some of these just had little clips in there to hold each one of them down, and they're plugged in. As you can see here, it's 2 boards. So you got the actual hashing board, and then you've got the main motherboard that it sits onto, and everything communicates through this. So there are lots of different things on these boards that can go bad very quickly. Now on the other ones, I cannot tell right off the bat of what's really wrong with these. Like I said, they all kind of look the same. There's really not much differences between them. So we'll definitely have to kind of go through. I want to go through even the ones that are bad at some point in time, but I've got to be able to plug them into a known. That's backwards. I've got to be able to plug them into a controller board that I know is up to date, and this one is not. So that will be for another day. So we're just gonna do the initial repair on this. I already know, I can see what's wrong with this one. You guys might not be able to right off the bat, but as far as, you know, it's like whenever you're pulling apart electronics, you want to kind of do a visual look on there. Make sure, you know, you're looking to look for some, this is so nerdy, I love it. So the first thing I like to do is I go over the whole board, see if I can see any physical damage, see any corrosion. Corrosion means that it's moisture. So if you see any kind of green corrosion on any of your solder joints or anything like that, that's going to tell you got some liquid damage. And usually I'll go take care of whatever I see that's liquid damaged first, and then move on to any secondary issues that might arise right off the bat. I've got no way to, like I said, to test this thing back out until I get, I have to locate a 4 gigabyte SD card. It's somewhere. I believe, because I think I was borrowing it for an SD, you know, a 4 gigabyte from somebody I know, because you know how hard it is to find a 4 gigabyte SD card. You cannot use anything larger than an 8 gigabyte. Bitmain does not recommend it, and I recommend using the 4 gigabyte because that's what they were originally made to be upgraded with. So as I sit there and I start looking at all the components, we can go ahead and zoom in. Look at that. And I can see if it'll focus a little more. Perfect. All right, so you can see the modules. Let me get one module completely in view here. Awesome, awesome. And we can see that we got rows of resistors here, all over the place, all the memory modules, and I think these are basically power management and communications for the power for the memory modules, and then everything connects back to these. Now I can actually pull one of these apart if you'd like me to. Let me go ahead and do that real quick, since it's super easy to do this. Now, I've actually re-thermal pasted these before. That's actually what I like about these E3s, because they basically made graphics cards. That's why they don't get any real performance boosts. Man, I think I should have taken off one of the end ones, not the middle one. Figures. I've actually never tried to take off just the middle one. I did these all. Let me go ahead and do it the other direction, because it's easier to get my hands at the edges of this one at the end here than it is this middle one. I thought it was going to be really cool and pull that apart. All right, here. There we go. Oh, come on. There we go. All right, so here's one of the modules. So bam. And you can see basically they have made a graphics card at the end of the day. These are all the same stuff that I would see on a graphics card. And you can see that they've got arrows here and arrows on the board here, so that you know orientation of where to plug this in. And none of these, I've pulled all of these up before, and I saw no actual burnt chips or anything on here, so everything on these boards looked really nice on there. So go ahead and slot you guys back in. Get in your home. And then the cooler's got 4 screws on the back side, and you got to put some really good thermal compound on there. I know I certainly did. I put some really good stuff on there, and have had no issues with it. It's the same stuff that I use on my graphics cards, which is the MX4. Some awesome stuff on there, but none of the stuff that I saw that was underneath these modules had any issues. No physical damage from what I was able to see. Like I said, I already know what the issue is on this one. I just don't know if it's the only issue. If these SoC chips could have a problem, do not know. But let's see here. If you see right in front of my finger, you see how it looks like the board itself is actually burned? Oh yeah, so let me go ahead and really get up onto it. Ooh. Let me see if I can get this thing to do what I want. Oop. Hold on here, guys. Let's see here. There we go. Bam. So now you can see exactly what decided to commit suicide on here. It was like, yo, I quit. Done. We're not doing this no more. Not happening. So I'm going to take off of one of the other boards. I'm going to lift this part up, and we're going to see if the board itself got damaged. Hopefully this thing did not fuse itself to the board in the process of it dying. So, I guess I can start turning some stuff on. Oh no. Let's see here. What size tip nozzle? I think I want the smaller tip nozzle on here, my hot air station. And let's see here. Is this gonna be too big for you? Alright, I think that's gonna be a good tip. So let's go ahead and start getting this stuff situated. Go. All the way in. Go ahead and put that in. Plug this into my soldering station. Alright, so turn you on probably. Oh yeah, so we can get some stuff turned down. Try hammer hair thinker work great. Alright, so gonna get some of that amazing Amtech flux onto here. Never have too much flux. Helps get the solder up and all that good stuff. Actually, I need some tweezers to be able to grab this stuff. Let's grab my favorite tweezers here. The ones that I happen to like are these ones because they, let's see if I can get it underneath the camera here. These things like already pinch and all that good stuff, so all I have to do is just kind of grab what I need to grab. Now I try not to just go at the board. The board's is gonna keep a little bit of the heat. So you want to kind of get it down into it, and then you lay onto it. Let's bring my temp up on it. A little more temperature on you. Come on. Alright, we got 800 degrees. Oh. Alright, so this thing is actually so burned down there that it exploded. As you can see, it's not wanting to come off very nicely. So what I'm going to have to do now is just basically knock it off with a soldering iron. See what's left of these pads afterwards. So, let's go ahead and see if I can. I almost want to sit here and get this a little bit closer to me. So, I'm going to turn this thing around a little bit here, and I'm going to reposition this camera so that I got some working room here, because I want to see what I'm doing here. Yeah, that's hard to see. So let's go ahead and reposition the camera a little bit. Let's see here, which way? Okay, here we go. Alright, now I can see. There we go. Alright, now I can do stuff. And what's nice about doing the putting some solder up onto here too is it lets me clean everything up at the same time. Kind of want to change my tips just a little bit on here. Go with the tip that I can clean a little bit better with. Alright, now I'm just waiting for it to heat up the tube. So I don't want to do the repair all, especially if I'm going to be sitting there and doing some solder wick. I don't want to do it with my micro tip. That's will destroy it over time. It looks like I'm missing a pad. Alright. Now that I know I've got some If there was any kind of solder, lead-free solder on there, it should be gone. Make sure that I've clipped these off. There we go. Man, I hope that board looks a little KO'd here. And of course, I forgot some. I forgot to grab some alcohol. So let me grab an alcohol and some Q-tip and see what I can do. I just don't have enough room in my workbench area. And I'm using 91% rubbing alcohol to do my cleaning with. And yeah, my trace is gone on that board. Yeah, when that thing committed suicide. Let me pull out one of these other hashing boards and see how many. Yep. It's supposed to have 3 leads on that. Oops, did I go the wrong way? Alright, there we go. So, basically, what did I do with my tweezers? Oh, there it is. So, basically, there's supposed to be 3 pads here, so I'm missing the middle pad. And this end one right here is like, there's really not much left to that pad either. Explosions. Thank you. Yeah, so much zoom. And this thing is pretty. The amount of zoom that this thing has on there is pretty nice. But I'm not sure if that's supposed to be a ground on there, or is this supposed to be like some kind of data? I don't even know what the chip is for. There's no real label on that chipset. Let me see if I can get it to show up here for me. Let's see here. Oop, going the wrong way. Okay, there we go. So that's the same little chip sitting right there. So There's really no markings on there. I mean, I can kind of see it if I get like some kind of zoom on this chip. I might be able to see it. But yeah, that trace is like completely done. So my next step is gonna be trying to figure out what that trace really was. So I'm gonna take out my resistors Radio Shack has in stock. Yeah, the Rat Shack, if it wasn't a cell phone company, right? They might have that in stock. So we are going to... So I can assume that these screw holes are... Any of the screws that were holding down the modules are grounded. That's just usually how things roll. And I'm hoping that it burnt up the trace on the ground. Oh, yeah, that's a ground. All right, so I can sit there and possibly... How do I want to do that? I don't have any small wire. Oh man, not that small. That would be the way to do it. It's just basically solder a wire from that one bad trace. Okay. So basically, what do I do with it? Oh, there it is. So that one pad that's missing, that is a ground pad. So if I had a small little filament wire, I would be... Oh man, I gotta order that then, because I don't have anything that's that small. I would need like a 40 gauge wire to go up in there, and I think the lightest gauge I have is 18 gauge, which that's gonna be like all three. That's gonna be at least 2 pads thickness. So I need to order up 40 gauge shielded wire so that I can solder from here and bring it over to this screw. I should be able to actually put it right onto here because all these screws are always grounds. So, damn. I was kind of hoping that I'd be able to get this up and running today. I guess not. I guess that was a false hope, right? That I was going to be able to do this today. But you never know how much damage it actually did, and I have no idea what that part's for, so God knows how much power flows through that one little piece there. Hopefully there's not anything else that's bad with the board on top of it. Let me go ahead and kind of clean a little bit of this up. I just touched some of that flux, and that stuff's nasty. Man, I was kind of hoping it wasn't that bad. That is for sure. Man. Oh well, I'll have to get a little wire for this, and then this thing should be good to go. No biggie. Because my thing is I think all the modules on here are good. That's just my hopes on that, I guess. So, poop. That sucks a little bit that I'm not able to get this because I'm missing wiring. Like I said, I'm just getting right back into all of this, so I don't have every single thing that I normally used to have. Spare part available. Yeah, my other 2 hashing boards, I do have the part that's missing on it, but it's so small, I don't want to take it off and lose it while I'm sitting here waiting to order up some 40 gauge wire. So I'll order that up. Hopefully I will get that in this week, and then I can demonstrate getting this board fired up. This board hasn't been fired up in probably a year. That's how long I've been sitting on this. I mean, ASICs just break over time, just from normal running. There's nothing that I did wrong. Had it all running on 220. There was no power surges of any sort. It just committed suicide. So it probably had like a little grounding issue on there internally, and it just gave up. Apple's good for that too. So hopefully Bitmain is a little bit better than Apple. But we'll get this thing fixed, that's for sure. I will. This will not defeat me. Will not. I mean, if I have to do anything, I will get these modules right here, all 6 of them, and I'll implant them onto one of the other good motherboards, and at least double check to make sure that all the modules on this are firing up the right way. Man, I wish I was able to sit there and get this thing rolling. Man. That's fine. We'll move on to something else. I wasn't planning on doing it, but we can go ahead and do the other thing. Because I am waiting for board view schematics. Let me go ahead and get these back in here so that they're not getting damaged from just sitting around. I don't want to accidentally step on them. All that wood stuff. Oop. And of course I miss location on you. There we go. Oh. We'll go ahead and do a little bit of stuff on this BCU. Which way are you? Alright. Where are you going to? Alright, so. First thing I want to do on this BCU, since I can see it being obvious, is I would like to take these connectors off. You can see that this connector is an original connector, and you can tell that this one is an aftermarket connector. Not the same. Not that you can't do this on your BCU 1525s. These are an FPGA from Xilinx. Let's see if I can get this thing to... There we go. So Xilinx Vertex chip on here. It's just like the... what is it? The VCU 9P or the VCU 1525, something like that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take these off since I can see corrosion down in here. We'll go ahead, take these up, clean them, and then cleanly reinstall them. So let's go ahead, get this thing right in view. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to solder up, because I don't know if this is lead-free solder that's on here. I would say that these ones are not lead, are leaded solder, and I think the original ones are probably lead free. But if you're sitting there trying to use solder wick, it's not as easy to get the lead free to solder wick up. It's easier to kind of clean it up with some leaded solder, and then you're able to get everything apart on there with ease. Hey, give me Gimme. There we go. Awesome. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get this thing going. I'm going to let my heater tip warm up a little bit here. There we go. Now that's all nice and warmed up. Get some flux down on you. Get you guys off the board here. I'm trying not to breathe in any of this flux fumes or anything like that, so. I love the smell of flux in the morning. It's like, oh yeah. Now that I've got all of that, can never have too much flux. I'm just saying. enough. Grab some of this. Get some of that nasty flux out of my way. I don't want to sit there and really heat this board up too badly either. Flux down, cause yeah, these little things are being a pain in the butt. Trying to deflux these things. There we go. Get that out of the way. Trying to remove some stuff that normally would not be on here. I think I see why that they wouldn't have put this on here originally. If I can get some of this up, and then I can use the hot air station to kind of get rid, to loosen it up the rest of the way and actually get these things to drop. So you guys can kind of see what I'm doing. I kind of came off screen a little bit here. I saw that one wick up real easy. I might be on to something. Oh, I got a little trick for this now. Yeah, look at that. So I got a little bit of a better method now. It really wicks it up really nice and easy. Clean up some of the chard. This is just the black stuff that you're seeing is actually the flux that's burned a little bit. We got a little. I'm trying to get it hot enough that I can basically get everything up without any issues. I have no idea how I'm going to get that up, but that's fine. Let's see here. Try to get this now. The hot air station. Hopefully I can get this up now. Let's see. I'm going to try to take this one off first. So, get a pair of tweezers in here. Move my hands, blocking the money shot, right? try getting you a little hotter. Alright, so you're still soldered really hard to the board. I need to figure out what's going to be the best method to basically get you out of here. So, I'll just keep on wicking away. If it doesn't want to come off one way, I'll get you the other way. I think this thing had a bunch of lead-free solder on here, and that's the reason why I'm having an issue trying to get this stuff up right now. Come on. Alright. So now I got 2 pins that I know for sure are clean. Make sure that I got everything in view. Got some more of that up, but not all of you. That feels like freaking lead-free solder, that's for sure. I might not have gotten all the lead-free up. That one came up quick. Sorry, I'm sitting here trying to get this thing to suck it up. Let's see here. All right, so there's that. There's that. Get some more of that awesome flux up on here. My camera froze. Oh yeah, my camera froze for a second. Oh well. All right. No. We're not going to have that today. I'm actually doing stuff. Now I know what people talk about whenever they're like, yeah, these connectors are a pain in the butt to get off. Ooh. Alright, now let's see if I can get you off with the heats. I need something to put you onto so that I can... Okay. Ah. Alright, here. Hey, I got one of them off. Oh, what a pain in the butt that was. Holy cow. Just to get a little old this. It doesn't want to focus in, right? Just a little old this is it was a pain in the you-know-what to take off. Now I gotta clean up those holes. I gotta do it to this last one still too. Now the PCB is nice and warm. I need to do it this way. Alright, yeah. This way. Alright, trying to get the connector off. Let's try that again. No, cat. Yeah, Dremel it off. Yeah, I wish it was that easy. That flux, or the solder that's on there, is being more of a pain in the butt than anything else. Let me see if I can take off some more of this old solder off of this nice warmed up board. It's like, alright. Okay, here, where's my other solder? My other solder. Where'd you go, other solder? Did it drop on the floor or something? I thought I had you right here. trying to get it to where I can take up the lead-free solder up out of here. So if I can get the lead-free solder out of here, I'm in business. Now I bet you it'll come up a little bit easier. Yeah, that might be a little better now. And you're now up. And let's see here, I got one more to do. Suck it all up there. Yeah. Getting better there. Yeah, I think this stuff, this is the original solder for this, so yeah, it's just being a little bit more of a pain in the butt trying to get up off of here. Anytime you gotta suck this stuff up, man, it's not nice all the time. No, cat. No, kitty kitty. Right. And I might be able to get it up off of there a little bit, but I just want to make sure that I've got everything up off of you. Alright. Looks like this should come off now. Should. That's the famous last words, right? You're kidding me. One wants to come off, the other one's like, no, I'm gonna hang on for dear life, man. It is hodling this board. Here. It is straight up hodling on this board. I've never had a connector fight me so bad to come off. I'm gonna win here. This is not gonna defeat me today. I will get this thing off the board right now. I've never had something be like this. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's just not wanting to come up off of here, so I'm having to like whip this thing all the way through. The other one was a little nicer because I think that the solder was a little different, so leaded solder versus non-leaded solder. Come on. Come on. Alright, well, let's see if that sucker wants to freaking get going off of this board or not. God. No, cat. No, kitty, kitty. Almost. Cut this off. Oh, excuse me. And I'm trying to pry stuff up underneath it, but this leaded solder, man. I hate this non-leaded solder. Let's see if that does the trick here. Ah, stuff sticking to my hands. Holy cow. This thing is just being a pain in the butt. I guess it wants to be wicked a little bit more. Either that. I wonder if I just put some more solder up into it and help wick it out like that. That might need to be soldered some more. But only on 3 of you. Alright, now let's try you. It shall not defeat me today. I'm going to get this off one way or another. Alright. That's got a whole lot less solder on it. Alright. Almost. A little bit more getting you going. Okay, now all said. This board's being a little bitch. Come on. All of this just to take off a flippin' connector. Are you kidding me? Oh. Screen there. Alright. So I got most of the holes free. It's just 3 holes are giving me an issue here. Come on. Let's see here. All right. Come on now. hopefully that'll do the trick. Try to wick this from both sides. The only thing I can think of is that I've got to wick this thing from both sides. It's acting like it's got solder on both sides of this, so I'm gonna try to just see if I can hit it. Come on. Good God. Clip the legs off. Yeah, I'm thinking about doing it now. Good fucking God. trying to be nice to this thing too. At the same time, it's like, damn. Scissors. Here you go. Come on. So I got the board warmed up here, and it's still not wanting to do this, huh? Trying to be nice to this board, really am. Come on. Gotta be kidding me. You're gonna make me clip the legs off just to get you out of the board, huh? I really hate to do that. Because if I'm having an issue trying to take this one out, I'm going to have an issue with trying to salvage it off the other board too. Making sure that that fits in there. I gotta wait for the tip to get warm on this one. Oh, excuse me. Hey, what's going on? Not your normal miner. What's up, what's up, what's up? Just trying to unsolder one connector off now, and it's just been whooping on me. So I've been trying to do this the nice way, and it's not liking me doing it the nice way. It's like I'm slowly getting solder up off of this, but man, this is a tedious process on this one. And it's just trying to find the combination of what tip's going to do this the best. this from the top side, do it like this. Let me get a different set of tweezers. Sticky washer. Off of me. Damn. There's just so much solder on here. This stuff's so sticky. Man, I might as well just see if I can. Damn. That's some weird. This is the weirdest thing. I mean, the other one came off really nice. This one's like, no, I don't want to release off the board. Da-da-da-da. Let's see if I can just heat up the legs and pushing through. And I got the whole board warm. There's no reason that this thing should not be releasing off of here. Man, it's that other solder that's like the factory solder. That's what I'm fighting right now. Should be like showing you guys what the hell I'm doing here. Oops, I'm like all the way on the other side here. Let's see if I can get a good dance on you. I certainly do not want to like be overheating this board also, because it will start breaking other components on the board. Let's see here. How do I want to do this? I can't really turn the temp up on that. I mean, it's melting everything. The only other thing I can think of is maybe I have my solder. No, my soldering iron is heating it up. It's just not getting it down in there. It's definitely got a different type of solder down into this joint more. Oh, I'm gonna have to play with this a little bit more. See if I can turn this soldering iron up a little bit hotter. Maybe I can get the leg hotter, but man, I'd hate to go like too much hotter with this. I've already got my hot air station at its full temperature of 930 degrees, and that's not taking it off. I'm not sure if I can get my micro pencil to go hotter, or if it's just that I need to get another soldering iron other than the micro tip, because this seems to not be getting enough heat down into it. I think that's what I'm noticing. Let's see if I can do this one more time of just getting enough solder down into here. Let's get some more flux down on you. One last time here. If not, I'm gonna have to play around with this a little bit more. Come on now. Soak it up. Doing life the hard way, yep. Yeah, if this doesn't work, tech man, I'm gonna clip them right here. Ooh, that kind of helped out a little bit there. I might have just gotten it. Really kind of lay into it with the heat. Out. It started like wicking up more solder up the leg. I'm kind of hoping that I can do this now. Oh no, it's the wife's having her allergies. It's allergy season out here. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna have to see if maybe I can turn up my soldering iron a little bit more. I'm hoping I can get the soldering iron just a little hotter. I think that's the issue. Because hot air station only works to a point on this thing. It's like the top side of the PCB starts cooling down and then it starts locking the solder back in. Because somebody went through the top side and actually like put a whole extra amount of solder up on top, which is not what I was doing. But yep, looks like I'll have to do something about that. And I don't want to fucking cut this thing just to get him off of here. Because the problem that I'm going to have is that I can cut the first row, but I can't cut the second row. try it this way. One last shot on this. One last shot. Try. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get my soldering iron a little bit hotter, so I'm gonna have to figure out how to turn up the temperature on the soldering iron, because I kind of left it stock, which was at 750 degrees. I figure if I put it up to, if I can get 850, 900 onto that, I bet you I can get that out just with solder wicks. So I guess I'm gonna call it quits here. It's been like 3 hours, about an hour or so me dicking around with this one connector. It's like, oh my god, I've never had a connector kick my butt so badly. So I hope you guys found this rather entertaining for me struggling here. Has anybody got any kind of questions before I sign out of here and start trying to figure out how to get this Hacko to go a little hotter? That's what you get for trying to be quiet over there. As the wife sits there and knocks everything out of the off the shelf. full on avalanche. Nobody's got any real questions? All right, so hopefully I'll have this figured out by tomorrow. Worst case scenario, I'll do an update video telling you what I did, or to figure everything out to get that to release. I mean, I'm like right there. Like, if I can get my soldering iron to get a little hotter so that it'll turn the solder that's in the joint itself more molten, I can drop that connector out of there without damaging the PCB. And that's the thing that I'm trying not to do, is damage the PCB on this. So with that one, guys, I hope you found this rather entertaining, watching me have an epic fail trying to repair boards here. I gotta get some wire for that one for the E3 because it burnt up the trace on it. There's like no pad left, and it's for ground. So I got to remake ground on there for that. This one, I'm still waiting on the board schematic for the BCU 1525. Hopefully I'll have that sometime this week so that I can get down and dirty on trying to figure out what other problems are on this BCU 1525. With that, guys, definitely smash that like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, all that good stuff. And after 3 hours, I think I'm done. And I hope you learned something. What maybe not to do. Maybe not. I don't know. But with that, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.